yes I do, I keep faith in you.
When we were setting out to make the album, I was trying to think of ways that might make it have a different feel, might make it a bit more interesting for me as much as anything else. And in 2006, me and the blokes had played at Patti Smith's Meltdown, which was a 2 weeks of gigs curated by Patti Smith here in London, and because we couldn't get Ian McLagan over at relatively short notice, we decided to do it, play our normal set, but only use acoustic instruments, not use any electric instruments. And that gave a completely different feel to songs like The Milkman of Human Kindness and Levi Stubbs' Tears. And I really liked it. We ended up doing 2 or 3 shows like that, summer festivals. And I thought it might be worth going into the studio initially and saying to the band, no electric instruments. Let's just play these songs like we played at Meltdown. You know, there's a little group of songs there where we had the opportunity to put electric instruments on and to build them up a bit more, but in the end we decided not to. This chair creaks so much you'll probably be able to hear it on the record actually. But I'll tell you what the other thing, we've got to work out the descent. At the moment it's really tentative. I think you're going down too low. You've got to start, you know, the first one's got to be on the same level. The last album, England Half English, was different from all my other albums, and it was in that it was focused on something particular, and that was the rise of the far right and the issue of immigration on one hand and the politics of identity on the other. And that was something that I was really, really concerned about. In the ensuing period since the last album, I've written a book about that, so in some ways I've kind of got it out of my system. And interestingly, that space that has been created has filled up with love songs as much as it's filled up with political songs, although we live in highly politically charged times because of 9/11. There are a lot of love songs on this album, and I'm kind of quite pleased about that, because I think at heart I am actually someone who writes about relationships. Now, that includes the relationship of the individual to the world, which manifests itself in political songs, but the relationship between ourselves, between lovers, between parents and children is just as much informative of what I'm trying to write as the politics is.
Oh freedom, what liberties are taken in thy name, in thy name. Oh freedom, what liberties are taken, what liberties are taken, what liberties are taken in thy name.
The best way to do it is to sit and play live and to connect with one another, and that, you know, that's how we worked out a lot of the arrangement. And having a producer like Grant to be able to make that happen, be able to deal with that, right, to be someone who appreciates the live aspect of it rather than the technological aspect of it. He really helped us to keep that live feel on the record. By a lot of these songs we played them live. They would construct a sound booth, you know, sort of put me in a corner and with perspex so I could see the band, but so I could play guitar and everyone could hear me, and I could sing a vocal that we could keep if we wanted to, but if I needed to come back and do it again. And so it gave the whole thing a real live feel, which I think is crucial.
Nothing is forever but still. I wanna make the effort so he knows you just can't walk away. Mr. Love and Justice, I ask you, is it really fair if all of that commitment just vanishes in the air? Feel I'm on a one